I think that for the most part, Cassante will be more so a weak side here and will win later on.
Right.
The problem with Na is that it's a skill matchup, yes, but if you're really good at it, you know...
Excel, there's nothing more volatile than the LPL free agency market, no matter what time of year it is. This is kind of a big tryout maybe for a guy like YXL, because you know you're not going to move Knight off his mid lane position. He's going to get moved off of his mid lane position in our game as he has to burn the flash, and just like that, First Blood's going to come across here to Haichao. Shun, though, going to find the dive trade to make Starry's life even more living hell here, and even the kill count at 1 apiece.
Renekton's going to hit 6, you're level 3. There is a timer there for, if Moham's roaming like he is, for the Renekton to, like, for Bin to solo kill Starry here, but YXL...
Oh my god, Moham flashes right on top to layer all the CC down. YXL, no flash, remember. It's a flash forward here from Juhan to make sure they have more than enough damage, and there's one of Jay Beto's early calls. Get the Kiana rolling early. Has a first kill early on here as Starry is going to get dove. Doesn't get slammed into the wall, but On is taking enough to tank up that turn, and this time Viper does claim the kill. You may get the rest of your map fed, OMG, but Starry is drowning on this bot side. You've been talking about to be able to just kind of punish that melee-centric damage-dealing comp in these later fights. We'll have to keep a tab on that as Shun gets access level 6, and what does he do? He flash ults right on top of Harry's head. Didn't have a chance to flash, use any other abilities. It's a kill over to Bin. Solo lanes. So Bin is also safe to farm up here, but it's actually OMG that are going to press the issue a bit as Juhan is going to secure that first scrub, and it looks like OMG are going to respect Bilibili Gaming and just take one away. No smite available for Juhan just yet. There's the smite out of Shun to go 1 for 1. And yeah, they're just, it's all bark but no bite right here for OMG. And maybe I spoke too soon. Moham's going to re-engage. Oh, that is not the greatest Kiana ult to find any sort of slam. The Moonlight Vigil also comes out. It's kind of just a lot of awkward dancing around, trying to claim some vision on, won't get hit by the Zenith Blade there from Moham, but he still commits the Solar Flare with Juhan nearby. There's a Supreme Display of Talent. Unstoppable Force does get canceled. Viper can't touch Starry with that range out of the green gun. The Arc of Ruin not going to save him. Dodges 1Q, but still has to flash away.
He was stuck there tanking damage. At this point in the game, you'd be happy for Viper to take that trade, flash away from, you know, maybe the Starry ultimate or some of the burst damage and actually win out on that 1v1, but instead forced to flash away. OMG, catch on lacking.
Copy paste meme for a reason, so I would hope to see that this doesn't really come to fruition. Nastra's Tooth is done here for YXL, so at least matching in power. But all right, Shun really wants to go for this. He's come around the wall here. He has the Unstoppable Force. They're going to go just for the all-in.
Wow.
Harry's health bar is low enough. No Cassante outplays around the turret here. It's another rinse and repeat kill from Bin and Shun.
That was perfect. I mean, Harry's only counterplay there is to flash the initial engage, but once it's hit, he CC chained to the point. Hold on.
Oh, on full Leona combination comes down. Haichao also with the hijacked ultimate, but YXL gets a ton of time with this Nasser Tooth. He's going to push Haichao into the air as they finish off Moham. There's the Keeper's Verdict knockup as well from On. He'll trade his life, but that's a happy sacrifice as he throws up the thumbs up because his mid laner just picked up a crucial double kill.
OMG and BLG now around. TPs on both the members in the bot lane if they want to fight for this Herald.
He's got his Bash Bro with him again. Shun's here with Unstoppable Force. It is a 3v2, two separate fights kind of breaking out here. TP's coming behind. That is YXL. Juhan gonna have to flash away from Shun. There's the hijacked Unstoppable Force into the Supreme Display of Talent. Really good ult layering coming across there from OMGs to get the kill onto Shun. YXL on the top side trying to get that lethal tempo going. His bid with the Dominus pop. Really can't find a target until he sets his sights on Moham. Cuts him down to size. Starry is ghosted in. The all-out comes across from Harry, sending him into a 1v1 with Viper. Just like yesterday, Viper doesn't have a shot in hell as the Cassante forces a 1v1. And it's all on to Bin and YXL. YXL gonna have to do the heavy lifting with the Graviton Root flash forward into the Moonlight Vigil from Starry. Shuts everybody but Bin down. OMG, open our game back open.
Bin was also zoned away from that fight, but BLG, despite losing it, will get the Herald for themselves. OMG will trade the Dragon, and Bin will get that first brick we were talking about a little bit earlier, so should be feats of strength over to BLG.
Classic little maneuver here. Gonna force all of OMG's attention towards this mid lane. Might even be able to get this. Yep, they will get that mid tier 1 secured. Shun, I think, is going to... Oh, he tries to... I think he wanted to ride that out towards the Otacon. That's a really smart smite there from Juhan to make sure that... I wonder how much of a willing trade that is for On to make here. Because he's more than willing to sacrifice his health bar. Haichao, good call out there. Want to watch out towards the flank side as well. There's a solar flare coming across, hitting absolutely nothing. The Octagon is now down below half HP. Haichao's going to come through with the flank. He wants the unstoppable force to steal away. There's the engagement. Moham gets thrown over the wall by YXL. He gets himself out. Haichao hijacks his own Shuriman shuffle, but he doesn't get onto Viper in time. Haichao finally executes him. Supreme's Play Talent comes down as well, but YXL's been left untouched until Juhan finally hops on top of him, but he can't deal with the Azir on his own. He needs the help of Starry, who cuts down Shun for size for a multi-kill, and he's flashing after YXL. The dash to buy him some space, the slows coming across, and it seems like YXL is going to be able to limp his way out of here and pick up another fight win.
They will be able to get the Dragon too. The health bars of OMG are a little bit low though, so maybe waiting on these respawns until that next fight, but away from Harry. If it was a 4-for-4, maybe you'd take positive odds, but the fact that hold on.
Oh, on. Solar Flare down. All the stuns coming through from Juhan as well. But the unstoppable force. Shun throws the big rock right towards Juhan's head. He thought he had a magic pick onto On. Might have happened earlier in 2025, but this PLC's not going to let their support go for nothing. And now they have a critical Dragon they could secure as Ben goes toe-to-toe with Haichao. Shuriman shuffle from YXL throws Moham into the waiting arms of Viper. And BLG look to have finally found their form after getting knocked around at the Otacon pit.
Not only on a knife's edge, or hold on, Baron Star is completely Darkslayer.
Yep, there's the
nice blue.
They seek it out with the blue ward there. On's going to try to play Protector. How creative can Juhan get into this pit here? He doesn't have a blast cone anymore. He has to flash over the wall, but they immediately ult top of his head. Both jugglers trade their ults. YXL throws it back towards the rest of his team, and he cannot smite the Baron away. Once again, they have to sacrifice Viper to make this play work, and now it's going to be Shun at 1 HP that picks up the Baron, but at what cost, Bilibili Gaming? Your backline is gone. Your entire team wiped to the wayside. OMG, ace home.
With playing the mouth, we haven't really seen it so far. OMG slam the Silas. They're not concerned about any... hold on, wait.
No, BLG grabbed the Baron.
No, BLG got Baron.
Home. Yeah, Shun smited home right before he died.
No Barons here.
No Baron.
Objective never happened. I don't even remember it. I don't even remember the Baron. It didn't exist.
Nope, didn't at all. You know what does exist, though? Slip their way into a winning fight position. They're a little late this time. Shun and Viper have burned down this Dragon. And for the first time, OMG can't wiggle their way in for a big objective. It's BLG that even up our Drake count.
Well, I mean, this Cassante, you can try, but he's very tanky.
All right. I mean, there's no assistance that's going to be coming anytime soon here. And Harry does use the sweeper, so at least spot it out maybe a second ahead. Unstoppable force drop through. All Out does not pull far over the wall. On's going to get the stun. Harry's going to have to flash. Ben's going to flash after him. Can he get the stun through? Yes, he can. No unstoppable for him. It took a lot. But Viper does pick up that kill, and that may be a really big push here for that Infinity Edge we're looking for.
Yeah, this is a big risk, though. If Viper doesn't have it in base, does he have Infinity Edge completed in base? He's just taken a base, he's coming out. He does have it. Okay, that was huge, because you're risking, you lose the top tier 2. Guaranteed, you're all showing bot lane.
But this Baron may very well be done before Harry can even get back out onto the map. Haichao TP's on one side. It's Mohamed Starry, the bottom lane, coming up from the other. It has to be these creative flank angles
this
for
is sketchy.
Down a man. They're going to throw themselves into the pit. They go after YXL. He goes into the stasis. Viper has to flash away from Haichao. Can he get enough damage? Now it's a huge Emperor's Divide from YXL to buy Viper just enough time to get this fight done. Starry way too low to compete with anybody, and Shun's going to chase him down. The Baron not needed. It was set up for Bilibili to finally find themselves a fight win. Minus some summoners and a lot of ultimates. Azir and this Renekton could do so much work on this Baron, and I mean, how do you get in if you're Juhan? It's a Dominus popped Renekton playing bodyguard. Really smart call there from Shun to get BLG right back out onto the map and lock down the Baron as this Infernal Drake spawns on the other side of the map. And they're going to hop right onto the Dragon themselves. If you thought their Baron shred was fast, Dragon would be as well, but they just want to get Juhan out of the picture, get rid of that Kiana ultimate. And Juhan has been routed, hiding in the invis for only a matter of time. Viper picks up that kill. What a couple macro plays we've seen BLG pull out to separate themselves in a very scrappy game 1.
Haichao's over the wall, though. There is a ward on the Dragon. He's not going to go for it. BLG pushing in will break this top tier 2 over. Slayer, I remember hearing you on the LPL this year talking about BLG post 30 minutes win percentage being really low. This looks completely different.
Yep, this is a new look BLG. Good call there, Jay Beto. Gonna break up with the base of OMG here. Moonlight Vigil only gonna get that Infernum shot onto On, who just drops the redemption, heals himself back up, and the inhibitor's next to fall here. Juhan's still out for another 20-ish seconds, and BLG, they want to end this game now. No more risking around with an OMG upset. They're on to the Nexus turrets. First one is going to go down as they bunt out Haichao, just like you wanted to see, Jay Beto, and they knock down Mohamed. Unstoppable Force under the turret from Shun. Maybe went a bit too far here. They need YXL knock down the turret. He does it, and he glides on in to cut down Starry for size, but they do lose Viper on the backside of this fight thanks to Harry in the all-out form. YXL goes down as well as Juhan finally respawns. BLG bit off way more than they could chew, and they've opened the door once again for OMG to keep our game alive.
Had to choose, you probably take the Soul for Baron trade in favor of Soul.
You don't need too much more pushing power. It's really just one more fight win that you need to finish this game off. Star gets a ton of damage down onto On. Moonlight Vigil going to be committed. YXL can easily chop that one down. Redemption gets a ton of value here for BLG, so they trade one ult. Moham going to go right on top of Viper, though. Gets into the stasis, and it's YXL that gets rid of Starry. Both AD carries down early, but Viper doesn't have enough damage to trade out Juhan. YXL doesn't have enough to trade out Starry either, though. There's the hijacked Unstoppable Force from Haichao. YXL has to flash dash out of dodge, but Haichao is looking to hunt him down and will find that kill. It's only Bin and Shun left up. Make it Shun as the GA comes out here. OMG, maybe do they finally have the shot to pull off the upset? They've got the waves, and this hype train of OMG is going to keep on rolling. They cut BLG down to size and shock the Demacia Cup with a Game 1 win.
This is absolutely a game that BLG are favored in. The odds would be insane for BLG, but it's the GA from Starry. They land onto Starry. The GA is massive. And Viper, we had one fight where we were all together, playing together, YXL and On, standing close. There's just not enough damage in the game before Giant Slayer gets added back to LDR. You need, Kai'Sa, Azir. That's not really getting picked up. The LPL hasn't been favoring Azir.
He trades On's flash for it. So it's OMG forcing their way in here, and they're going to come away the victors in feats of monster slaying and overall turret pressure with 2 grubs to 1.
Yeah, YXL did hit the ult on the Haichao, which would have been a decent chunk, but also did get the full wave to rotate in. But once that ult is down, Shun got 1 grub and now pass down to the Drake. I think that's a pretty good trade for BLG, though, and they're setting up this dive in top.
All right, there they go. Cancel. Unbreakable Will comes down, layering all the CC over with the Cyclone. Shades of Corruption is going to snipe out onto Juhan, but he doesn't have turret aggro, and now Viper's under threat. That's a big tower chunk that Starry eats, but Viper dies with his support. They get a 2-for-1 when all they wanted was On.
BLG, that's not what I meant when I said play together. So Haichao, hold on. Juhan,
right.
Here's a heal.
Oh, he's going to flash over the wall, headbutt pulverize onto On. He's going to try to drop the depth charge, but the Cyclone dash forward is going to get On very, very low. Crescent Guard comes across. Oh, the cube boomerang finds the kill there onto On from Starry, and now they can turn their attention towards June. Headbutt pulverize comes right back up for On, and there's the bat with the staff coming across here for Juhan. Not enough damage behind that piercing arrow. It's a 4-0 start for OMG.
There's nothing else to say, Slayer, other than OMG are just more proactive in this series because of the Akali. Even if this was a bit more of a damaging or nice TP behind.
Bin maybe under threat here. Harry going to get the knock up. Bin is slowed up. This is a 1v3. Bin's caught out. Talks so much about the side lanes. He throws the Grim Deliverance out. It doesn't matter. Bin now picked off on the side lane. Haichao cashes in on that Dark Seal.
Dragon fight. That will be 2 for them. Base is cancelled, though.
Oh, man. That's first brick on the bot side. That's feats of strength over to OMG. They get the boots upgrade. Dragon's still going to be forced, but this really feels like a bit of a desperate issue here from Shun. They do eat the depth charge on Moham. They force the Unbreakable Will out. Now the TP is going to come through. Can Harry cancel this? Yes, he can.
Canceled.
No, Orianna can join this fight. Starry on the top side, trying to find some space to get some of these autos down. Is Haichao jumps on a very low HP Shun. There goes another kill. 5 kills to nothing for OMG, and they're looking for more as Viper eats a perfect execution to the face. Make it 6 kills to nothing. Finally, it's YXL. It's going to get them on the board, but Harry, a valiant sacrifice, make sure it's a 4v4 and, more importantly, a winning fight again for OMG.
YXL's got to be careful here because the Scion will do a lot of damage. Oh, That was
Auto
nearly
short.
disaster. It still will be disaster. He's just dead here.
Oh my god, Hai Chao pops on out. The minion wave is doing YXL dirty. You gotta think he wants the execute. He might actually get it here. I wonder how close the timer is. Oh, the rocket belt. There it goes. No execute. Hai Chao, another kill towards his Dark Seal and towards this monumental OMG gold lead. And they're looking for more here. Zon searching for some vision in the enemy jungle. All right, the depth charge gets him out, but the headline here, Jay Beto, that is a 3.5K gold lead for OMG in a shutout game 2. And maybe they're finally now looking for more here. Headbutt pulverized, stuns land on top of On, and they've got more than enough damage in the Wukong Sivir combination.
Again, is putting on a masterclass of how to play these melee mid laners for help, but Aura TP Mog moment from Moham as he TPs in, but OMG showing up with numbers. There's no tier 1 tower, so they can be chased out.
All right, unstoppable onslaught forward, and they section off YXL, straying the sheep away from the pack, and you have yourself lamb for dinner. Nice 3-man shockwave there, YXL. It doesn't matter. You are still fodder towards the cannon that is becoming starry. Give him a 4th.
Again, the gold lead is just climbing and climbing for OMG. Game 1 was at least close to Slayer. This game feels like BLG have fallen apart at the seams. You know, is Viper getting left out to dry a little bit? Is it his positioning? Is it YXL? Is it On? But the overarching story here is that BLG have issues they still need to sort out. It's very early in the season. This is their 2nd game. But OMG.
Oh, that is a gank of heavy proportion. Another casual flash taken off of On, and will be revisited later. See a turret back over for Bin, gets it on the top side.
Hopefully not Viper Life esports anymore. But BLG should give this Drake. It's not a requirement for them to fight. If they do fight and Starry gets Mortal Reminder this early, the game is kind of just done. There's nothing BLG can do.
With an Octacon on the board. All right, they're going to try and show up late. Depth charge onto Hai Chao. He goes into the Shroud, and the anchor goes wide, and he just gets headbutt pulverized in the back of OMG. Oh, that's the On that I did not like to see on the world stage a couple of months ago. And it's immediately a 4v5 with no real engage tool. How do BLG get in here? It has to be Shungo for the hero steal. Hai Chao's going after Viper. Flash for flash. The shockwave hit nobody. The Crescent Guard stopped by any time for Shun. And now OMG can just crumple BLG to a piece of paper and throw him towards the waste bin. It's the solo lanes that are only left up. Otacon was taken. OMG have their cake, and they're eating it too with a big old smile on their face.
OMG in this 2nd game.
Because like you mentioned, game 1, it was back and forth for a lot of points. It was 40 minutes long. This game, it's 24 minutes in. It's 13-1 on the kill count. Maybe they have an angle here, but the redemption, there's just no damage from Viper or YXL at this point. They are just freshly on 2 items, 2 scaling items for YXL. What they will do
Hai Chao again.
For a disgusting Hai Chao flank. I can't believe I just said that out loud. Disgusting Hai Chao flank. Here it comes, folks. You are not dreaming. Oh my god, there's the unstoppable onslaught. Double knock-up. Immediate double kill for Hai Chao comes across here. Starry hasn't even stepped foot into this fight yet, and it's already as done and dusted. Shun goes down. Everybody wiping down in the name of OMG. They're not going to even need Baron. All they're going to need is the shock and awe of this series score. Nice grim deliverance. Nice cultivation of war stacked up. Hey, you finally got the big passive here, Ben. What is it going to get you? Not even a trade kill. Just a stall out as OMG clean ace BLG home.
Hai Chao again with a flank of a century. How does he find these angles? OMG, their convergence, their dive, their team fighting is so good in this series. Hai Chao. Hai Chao.
8 level difference.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry, 9 level difference.
Look at the camera. He's put his hands up in the air. He's celebrating. He knows he's dead here. Is he? I mean, he should be, but... Oh my god!
Okay. All right.
I'm going to get off the point. I don't like him. I think Zehen is overrated, but...
Victory march is in. They've got the Baron power play flowing. They're taking down these structures like they're made of paper. There's a tier 2 turret down on the bot side. We're going to sit back here and talk about the great Hai Chao game, the great Hai Chao series on the Silas and the Akali to usher us in here to 2026.
And then maybe BLG can end the game. We'll get a bunch of gold back, but OMG playing slow. Baron wars off. The tier 2 falls the exact same moment. OMG, though, still pushing up a little bit. Looks like they are starting to shift away from getting these turrets. It is the smart decision. You've got 2.5 minutes on Baron and Sol here.
Guys, this doesn't work. He's all armor. He doesn't take any damage, and Shun's going to pay for his transgressions of dashing in. Crescent Guard shouldn't save him from this Wukong, and definitely not Haichao, who flies on in to grab himself the game-leading 9th kill of the game. Bin with the flank here, trying to get the Cultivation War stacked up, but Haichao is 1, Haichao is 2, Haichao is 3. He's looking to see if he can maybe get himself a Demacia Cup pentakill. There's the revive on the Cultivation of War. That is still very broken. Bin gets a full refresh on his health bar, and it may not be the quadra kill on the official scoreboard, but it's 4 kills nonetheless for Haichao. And most importantly, the headline to read here, folks, OMG are 4-0 in Group B, the group of death, knocking down Weibo Gaming and Bilibili Gaming in sweeping fashions. Welcome to the Demacia Cup, everybody.
My headline slayer says, oh my god.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.